Okay, guys, we're going to do a real quick part 2 on multiplying fractions. This time we're going to talk about what happens when you multiply fractions and whole numbers and how do you deal with that. Because when you look at it, you're like, I can't do this, right? So we're going to talk about real quickly how to fix this and how to make it super simple for you. Okay? All right, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to make both of them into fractions. Okay? Now, if you have decimals, and you're thinking, oh, I'll just make them into decimals, you can, but sometimes that makes it a whole lot harder. Okay, so for this, let's just keep them as fraction form. Well, I know that when I have a whole number and I put a whole number over 1, anything divided by 1 is itself. So putting 20 over 1 makes 20 into a fraction, and it doesn't change it. It keeps it 1. Okay, so now I've got both as fractions. All right, now I'm going to multiply just like I would normally. Okay, I know multiplying fractions, I stay in my own lane. I multiply straight across. Okay, so I know 20 times 1, 1 times 20 goes here. The bottom is 8 times 1. Okay, now 1 times 20 is 20. 8 times 1 is 8. Now I need to reduce this, okay? So reducing fractions, just like we've done before. I'm going to take 20 and divide it by 8, okay? Well, you can do this at this point, or you can take and say, you know something, wait a second, before I make it do that, I know that these are both even numbers, and I can divide them by 2. Okay, so I'm going to quickly divide both of these numbers by 2. Wait a second. Is 2 the biggest number I can do? Well, what about 3? Well, 3 doesn't work. What about 4? Well, yeah, I can do 4. So I'm going to get rid of the 2, and instead of dividing by 2, I'm going to divide by 4. Okay? Remember, always start with 2 and then move up. Okay, so 4 and 20. 20 divided by 4 is 5. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. Oh, well, look at that. That makes my math a whole lot easier because I know 5 divided by 2 is actually much easier to do than 8 into 20. Okay, 2 goes into 5 2 times, and that gives me 4. Subtract that out, that's 1. I can make it a decimal and bring down my 0 and make it 2.5, which is 10 here. So I can say in decimal format it's 2.5, or if I don't want to do the decimal and I want to keep it as a fraction, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, this is 4, that's 1. I'm going to take my 1 and I'm going to bring it back up and make it into a fraction. Okay, so it would be 2 and 1/2 or 2.5, depending on how your teacher wants it to be shown. Okay, all right, let's do one more. 1/5 times 8. Okay, first thing I do, make them both fractions. If the whole number goes over 1, second thing I'm going to do, multiply just like normal. I've got 1 times 8 at the top, 5 times 1 at the bottom. Well, 1 times 8, excuse me, is 8. 5 times 1 is 5. Now I've got 8 over 5. I've got another improper fraction. I am going to divide these out. 8 and 5. Okay, well, I know that's 1, just 5. Leaves me 3. I'm going to go ahead again, make this into a fraction. So it's going to come over here. So my answer is 1 and 3 out of 5. Good job. Okay, so what happens when my number on top is not 1? What if it's 8 over 9 times 3? Okay, well, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it a 1. Excuse me, I'm going to put the 3 over 1 and make it a fraction. Then again, just divide like normal. So I've got 8 times 3, 9 times 1, and then divide out. Well, 8 times 3, 27. 9 times 1 is 9. Now I can do that math really easy. Oh wait, we didn't do that right. Look at that, 27. That's not right. So we need to make sure we are always, always, always doing the math correctly. Y'all let me go and mess that up. Check it out. Okay. 8 times 3 would be 24 over 9. Okay, so again, do your division. 24 and 9. Well, I can't go 3 times because that'd be 27, so I can only go twice, which is 18. Divide out those 6. So it would be 2 and 6 over 9. Well, look at your fraction. Is that the smallest I can go? Probably not. So I'm going to switch to the next clean sheet so we can do this. 2 and 6 over 9. So I'm going to separate out. I know my answer is going to have the whole number 2, but I've got to figure out this 6 out of 9 business, okay? I need to reduce it because I always reduce my fractions. Okay, so 6 and 9, 6 and 9. What do they have in common? Well, 3. So what happens if I divide by 3? Remember, what I do to one side, I must do to the other. Okay, 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. I can't go any farther, right? So my final answer is going to be 2. I'll make this big. 2 and 2/3. And that is my final answer. Make absolutely sure anytime you have a fraction like this where it is not its smallest, reduced, simplified form, that you always take and simplify that. All right, guys, happy multiplying.